to Callum's 13.593. Callum has a very good kick. Top end speed is there too. If Callum times his jump well, could be race over for Jared. However, Jared's been training with Carl for quite some time now, getting all the juicy knowledge from Carl's training. Side by side, fairly quick pace to start off with. I'm assuming they're running the gears of their junior restrictions. However, I stand corrected. Bit of weaving, ducking in and out. Bike handling skills is something that track gives you, not so much the road. Jared's gone to the fence. Not giving Callum much room. Callum's trying to kick around. Jared's out of the seat, Callum's in his seat, driving through. Callum's just getting in front in the corner. Jared, however, does have the inside line. They're coming up neck and neck out of the straight. It looks like, from my point of view, it was Callum Parley who got that. Good race by both of them. Blackbird. Chris Dan, father of James Dan, no doubt takes a few leaps out of James's book for the sprints he does. John watching very closely. I've actually raced John. Very good rider. It was hard to beat. It wasn't easy. I didn't have a cruisy win. John made me work, and no doubt will make Chris work today. Chris getting some high ground. The rear rider actually controls the pace because the front has to respond to what the rear rider does. Side by side they go through for the bell. Chris on the inside moves up a bit. John's watching, Chris is watching. John's kick, as does Chris. John does have the higher ground though. John's just above the red line. Chris has got the sprinter's lane. Chris is on the inside and looks like he may get this one. And he does. Through for the line. Good win. Flag is given by Ted Com. Nick leading out to the first. Britt has raced a few sprints, but I wouldn't say enough to know what her one trick is. So she's still finding it, so leading out, she wouldn't mind or following. At the moment, Nick's holding her up on his hip. Fast pace to start off with. Britt's still up on Nick's hip, sliding back into his draft. Nick looking over the shoulder, making sure she's not going to jump when he doesn't know. They're winding it up in the seat, getting faster and faster as they go around the track. Britt's still sitting, Nick's still in the seat as well. Britt's had a kick in the seat as well, trying to go around him with the McDonald's sign. McDonald's sign, Britt's just behind, but she does get the upper hand on, but she comes in behind Nick. Good race, like 106-inch gear. Very big gear for this track, but if you look at Neil, those pistons are massive. Luke takes the front. Neil playing around on the pedals up the top of the track, getting the high ground early. Luke having a look over his shoulder. Looks like he's raced for a bit because he's not looking forward very much. He's spending most of his time looking back at Neil, seeing when he's going to jump, making sure he can jump with him. Neil, side by side, bit up from him. Neil still taking the high ground, winding up a little bit. Luke still looking. Seems to me they've jumped at the bell. Neil's got some ground to make up. Luke doesn't look like he's powered him. looks over the shoulder, sees where he is, kneels, running at him like a madman. Goes up around him in the corner, side by side coming out of the corner. Luke's looking good. Neil might have the edge, and me, he does. Dino pulls out first, leading out with the disc wheel. Hoping this little advantage can give him enough over David. And I'm pretty sure he's hoping it too. David high ground, Dino watching, moving up. Seeing as the track's recently been redone, one can stay at the top of the track without getting air over every bump that you get, or going into the Grand Canyons of the duckboard, so which is good to see. David's still got the high ground, Dino dropping down every now and then, still having a look. They both get the bell. Dave drops down. Still looking. Dave's just happy to sit in the slipstream. They both get out of the seat. Dave goes round. He has the junior gearing, so therefore he has the jump, but Dino's got the inside line. Dino's looking very good for this win. Dave has a crack. Both got the line. From here, I can't tell them apart. I'll have to wait for confirmation. And Carlos Bandito Brewer. These nicknames are not formally given. I just say it because I can, and I have the mic. Therefore, I have the power. Carl's in front. Sort of like the master and the apprentice at the moment. The master and the young Padawan, as Carl would like to put it, as he likes his Star Wars. As does Nick, I'm pretty sure. I hear him talk about it all the time at track. Nick getting the high ground early on. Carlos watching. Nick having a swerve. Taste my wheel sort of thing. Staying high. Carl's choosing to lead out a little bit more than he would usually, but he's gone now at the bell. Nick's still winding up. He's got a bit of ground to make. Carl, I don't know what happened with Carl there. Something happened with Carl. He swerved up. Yeah, I think Nick has that one. That was a close race. It was hard to call that one. But I think Carl's knee's playing up. From what we've had up here. Unsure. We'll see in a minute. Nothing to do with the end result, to be honest. If Kyle plays his cards right at the right time, Connor could be in for a fright. And vice versa. Kyle getting the high ground. He does know how to sprint, Kyle. He's trained with Simon Quick. Simon's quite the jack of all trades, so if you want to learn endurance or sprint, Simon will teach you. Kyle's raced for a few years. Connor a few less, but he's been getting results early on in his cycling career. Kyle happy to sit on his wheel, getting the draft from the big boy. Moving up just to let him know that he's there. Taking the high ground. I'm sure they both have relatively small gears on. Not sure about Connor. He may have a big gear on. Kyle giving a bit of distance to Connor. Connor not minding this at all. Still looking over his shoulder. They both get the bell. Kyle pulls up to the blue line. Connor's decides to go. Kyle's just sitting in for the ride at the moment. Not wanting to get out. See that? At the moment it's a tailwind. Side by side as they come into turn 3. At the Macca sign, Connor has the upper hand at the moment. Connor's looking good. Kyle sat up for a bit. He's had a good win over Jennifer Campbell recently.